Tuned in to www.oghuskyradio.com, broadcasting live from the east side of Los Angeles worldwide. Every Thursday night, original defenders of hip-hop. Been doing this since, I don't know, a long time, dog. OG stands for original growers. That's the OG. We planted the seeds. Who we got up in the spot, man? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
The Awkward One.
The Awkward One. What element of hip-hop do you represent for those that don't know, man? Who we talking to?
The artistic element of hip-hop.
That sounded mad professional, too, dog. Bomber, piecer, what are you, man?
I try and do a bit of everything. Bomber at the moment, I would say, though.
Can you piece?
I try. I'm trying to get better at piecing at the moment, actually.
Legals, you into legal spots, or?
I mean, not yet. No one's really... I haven't had that opportunity yet, but maybe in the future one day.
What area of Los Angeles you from, man?
I'm from the SGV.
From the SGV, huh?
Straight graffiti vandal.
What cruise, man? What cruise?
No cruise. I'm a oneer at the moment.
At the moment? Why? Like,
I just been, I guess, just promoting myself at the moment. Just putting myself out there first.
All right. How long have you been doing it for, then?
I've been tagging into graffiti since about the 6th grade, but I haven't really been bombing since like around the end of 2015, I would say.
So 2015 and now, okay. Well, let's go back. 6th grade. What got you into graff?
It was actually my dad. My dad took me to a abandoned warehouse, and there was graffiti everywhere. There's all types of graffiti, and that just hit a switch in my head, and I wanted to do graffiti after that.
Where was this warehouse at?
It was actually in Perth, Western Australia.
In Australia?
Yeah.
So you're representing... You say you're from SGV, dog. Where the fuck did Australia come into this, dog?
My dad is from Australia, and I lived out there for a few years with my dad.
How is... Okay, so, I mean, you were young at the time, but how is the scene out there in Australia? Like...
It's like way more pieces.
Yeah,
like,
right. Let them know. Like, I don't think people really...
Way more colorful, way more pieces. Like, a lot of stuff over here is a lot of black and white, which I don't care. I love black and white. I love white and black, all that silver. But over there, they use a lot more colors.
A lot more, yeah. Like, for people that aren't up on it or just that want to be like, it's only Los Angeles, like Australia, Brazil, they got some definitely on another tip, but still hip hop. You know, I'm not saying one's better than the other. But also, like, 6th grade, you takes you to this yard, but then you also have other influences. Who are the other influences at that time?
Well, my mom is close friends with Asylum from Seeking Heaven crew.
That's right here in Northeast LA, man.
Yeah.
So you're home.
Yeah. So we would go to his studio and we'd hang out with him and stuff, and I'd say that was a big influence as well.
Yeah, it's a trip. I was telling you off there is the lineage is like you see people like yourself that are really putting it down for hip hop. That's why we do these interviews, because it's like this kid just didn't pick up a can and like not knowing or have any influences. You know what I mean? Even to be out in Australia to see that it's worldwide. You know what I mean? That's why we do these interviews. Where can they see your work at? What's your contact?
Just Instagram right now at Dr_Awkward.
And spell awkward because it's an awkward spelling.
AKWRD.
And why is that spelling? Why is it that?
I just loved when I first made the name back in 6th grade. It's the only name I ever had. I like the idea of having a long word broken down to just the letters that you need.
What do you prefer to hit?
I mean, I try and hit anything, really.
Is there anything you won't hit?
Churches, temples, people's houses. I won't go over anyone that's passed away, a dead rider. I won't go over any old rider, you know.
Here's a question. Like, what about, like, if you see, let's say, because it is bombs over tags, but, like, let's say the tag, is there a certain year that you could go over? Like, you can't go over if the tag has the year on it?
To be honest, my starting point would be about 2014 on, because that person was out bombing before I was out bombing.
Shit.
I was writing graffiti, but I wasn't bombing like that, you know? So they were doing it before I was, so I'm not going to go over their shit.
So now you're competition, because that's when I started pretty much.
Yeah, 14 and up, I mean, I might go over a tag or a tag with a throwy or something, but I'm not going to go tag over tag, really.
Dope. Why do you do it?
It's a passion. I love getting better at it. I love meeting new people and new experiences.
Yeah, that's like the cliche. It's a lifestyle. It's this and that. But on some real shit, man, is it really about the fame though?
To a degree, it is. But at the end of the day, it's something that I love to do, and fame or not, it's something I love to get better at. I practice every day, so it's a little more than just the fame.
You said meeting new people, and one thing I always ask, and some people get it, some people don't. But is there a graff scene? Like, people have this misconception, or maybe it's a truth to them, is that like there's this whole scene of like I could go and I could interact and I could meet people. Does that still exist, even with the state that the culture is in now?
I mean, it exists. I wouldn't know how to break it down. Everyone I've met, being I don't know how to say it, graffiti related, gang related, whatever, you come at them cool, they'll come at you cool, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's been some instances where like you're in someone's neighborhood, but otherwise, every graffiti writer I met, you know, they're real close. They know each other. They paint together, you know. I enjoy meeting new people. It's just another connection to have somewhere else anywhere, LA, the world.
Yeah, and people, especially in the inner city, that embraced it was because of that, because you couldn't walk. If you got into the hood, you couldn't go past your 2 blocks. So now with this new art that came in, like I can meet the kid from South Central that's living in the same condition I am, and we could go out and we could paint. Like, I just want people to understand that still exists. You know what I mean? Like, because in regards to what media wants to portray, or even just, you know what I mean? That's why when I ask that, some people won't get it because they're like, nah. But I think too, though, it might be because you're a oner. You haven't took on any crew beef yet.
Exactly. And I know that's a part of it, but yeah.
Will you ever stop doing it, bombing?
I might stop maybe bombing, you know, hitting hotter spots, but I really don't plan on stopping. Practice, get better, hopefully still painting on walls when I'm older, but it's something I love to do, so hopefully not.
With that evolving as an artist, and you're continue trying to evolve, you said you do it every day. Do you stand like, are you trying to brand your name, or is it a marketing thing so that you can move on to make it a career?
I'm really not trying to brand myself, like brand AKWRD, turn that into something. I'm more just trying to take it somewhere where I can be creative and do what I love when I'm older, because I'm still pretty young. I'm not gonna say how young, but you know, I'm gonna get older one day, and I would like to be creating and doing artistic stuff still, you know.
Is graffiti political?
It can be. Like certain countries, it's like just pure political graffiti, you know, like in the Middle East and stuff. It's like a lot of that graffiti is like,
yeah, we
can't really read it, but what it says is it's like anti all the bad stuff that's going on, you know.
How about for you? Is it political for you?
I haven't really got into political graffiti. I mean, we could, the times we're in.
Yeah.
But I sort of just been doing it for fun, just getting better. I haven't got like a political message yet, you know.
Is it more fun hitting the spot or going back to see it rocking?
To be honest, my favorite part is, and there's a part with every spot I'm hitting, is like the little 1 second like realization of like where you are and what you're doing. Like you could be on the side of a freeway, you could be on a bridge, you could be on a 10-story building, and then it's like you'll snap out of it for 1 second, and you'll realize like, damn, like I'm like 10 stories up looking down, like what other person would be doing this, you know? Like I love it. It's great.
So is that passion or is that insanity? I'm gonna laugh. I think we got the answer and shit.
I'm not gonna call myself insane, but I mean, I call it a passion.
well, we're talking about insanity. Before you go, we need a crazy story. What's one of the craziest things you've ever had happen?
It's not really a crazy story. It's kind of funny and gross, but I was in a train yard one time and I was just creeping around, like hopping over trains and everything, and then I found something to hit, and I was hitting it. And at some point, I had put my hand down, like, on my leg. And, like, a few seconds later, I was like, damn, something smells like shit. And I smelled my hand, and, like, I had somehow got, like, straight human shit on me. Like someone had shit somewhere on the train, and I had brushed up against it, and I was like, damn, I was so pissed. So I just finished my fill-in, and I went back to the metro, and I rode the metro all the way home with my pants around my ankles, bro. I was like, man, I'm over this. I went straight home.
But you did finish what you were doing.
I finished a fill-in, so if anyone sees like just a black fill-in somewhere, that's the only fill-in I've never finished. I got shit on me for that
one. Okay, so it's been a long time since I've been down in the train yard. So maybe you could answer that. Is it common practice to start shitting anywhere in the train yard nowadays?
Dude, I don't know. I thought it was like maybe like one of the train hobos, like people that ride the train. Like,
Okay, so then I got him. Fuck it. It's funny as fuck to us, Doug. But was it worth it?
I mean, at the time I was pretty pissed off, but I mean, I'm here telling the story right now. It's pretty funny. You know, I can laugh about it. I don't care.
How far was the ride on the metro, Doug? Smiling like shit.
Man, it was almost the whole line, to be honest. It was a whole gold line, to be honest.
Let them know where they could find your work, man. Where can they hit you up at?
Dr_awkward on Instagram.
Thank you for coming through. Any shout out to anybody? What's up, man?
Shout out to Plug. Shout out to my girl for putting up with all the graffiti shit. Shout out to Deco. Shout out to my homie Spoke. Shout out to my homie Temp. My dad, my biggest supporter. Shout out to my mom. Sorry for waking my brother up every night when I try and sneak in the house.
Smelling like shit.
Smelling like shit with no pants on. Yeah, all my friends, all my family, whoever I forgot.
Hey, what do you think though? Top right, hey, this fool's up there with the story on. Cause most motherfuckers won't even say that shit, dog. I give you props on that shit. Nobody want to tell that story, dude. Thank you for coming through, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. On behalf of hip hop, thank you for doing it, man.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
OGSQ Radio, stay posted. More interviews to come.